I have a haul for you. Yes, I have a haul, and I didn't buy it. I received a package from a subscriber. I found it in my P.O. box, and there's a beautiful card. I'm not going to read it, but I do want to say thank you so much, Nancy, for going shopping for me for some jewelry. Beautiful card, and oh my gosh, look at all the things that I have to open. I am so excited, and I'm not going to open it right this minute, but I'll come back to this and open it, and I'm kind of taking a sneak peek and open it and probably upcycle something from it. What do you think? Thank you so much, Nancy. As I said, I'm so excited. Thank you so much, Nancy, for sending this to me. I had so much fun. And inside this video, I'm going to show you what's inside this box that Nancy sent me. Are you ready to go through this box and see what's inside of it? Because, you know, for me, it's a mystery box. It's a mystery as to what Nancy sent me. So I'm excited. I hope you're excited. And you know what? We're just going to get started right now. Are you ready to see what Nancy sent me? I know I am. Oh my gosh. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's more. 8, 9 packages to open. I'm actually zoomed out as far as I can go. 9 packages. Oh my gosh. I am so excited. I've never had anyone do this for me before. Never. So, first time here. Let's see. Where do I start? Oh my gosh. Like a kid in a candy store. All right, I'm going to have to set some aside and focus on one at a time. I can see just a little bit of color through some of the bags. Well, that one's heavy. But let's do this together. Let's find out what Nancy sent me. Oh, and you made it nice and easy for me to open. Thank you, Nancy. Just has some regular tape. We need a drum roll. Oh, we have more than one package in here. Oh my gosh, we have 2. Let's take a closer look. Oh, look at this necklace. That is so pretty. That is beautiful. And look here. I love it. I love that it needs upcycled because it doesn't have a clasp. I love the bead caps. They're metal. Now these look like stones. They really do, but they are plastic. But boy, no one would know that if you're wearing it. So those are beautiful. And then I think these are earrings. They look like they're brand new. We've got some little metallic rondelles. These are about an 8mm. And they have little, look at that, little rhinestones with prongs. I'll zoom in on that for you. I'll hold it still. But little rhinestones with prongs. And they're all attached to linked chain. Very nice. Okay, I'm going to set these aside and keep going. It feels like Christmas. Because one year for Christmas, my mom gave me a box filled with lots of little wrapped gifts inside. So that's what I'm thinking. It reminds me of that. Oh, that's pretty. Hearts. She knows I love hearts. Who doesn't love hearts really now? Oh, it's a necklace. It's got a barrel clasp. I thought at first it was magnetic. I wonder if these are magnetic. Let's find out. Yes, they are magnetic. And it's actually a very pretty design. Very cute with these hearts. It might be hard to take one of these apart to upcycle, but we'll see here. We shall see. Nancy said do whatever I'd like with it. But I did communicate with her, and she most certainly was open to the idea that I upcycle something. Oh, that's really pretty. Never seen that. Oh, I think we have a pendant here. Everything's so nicely wrapped, and that's really important if you're sending jewelry, whether it's to a customer or a friend, you want to wrap it well because USPS is a little rough on packages. I say you have to prepare it as if they're going to throw it like a football. That is really unique. I'm thinking, 1980s perhaps, 80s and 90s era. These are plastic and they have a mottled effect to look like a stone. I'm looking to see if there's any brand. Oh, look at this clasp. It's one of these little box clasps. Let's see if I can remember how to use it. It's got this little hook that you take out of the little box, oval box in this case. You put the hook there and close it up. It's unbranded, and those are really pretty. And lots of beads to work with. She knows what I like. That one's heavy. Oh, wait, on that one. You know what I think? If you want to have this happen for you, I think you should tell your friends and family to go out and buy you some vintage to fashion jewelry to upcycle and surprise you. Of course, their taste may not be the same as yours, but, for me, this is great. That's cute. We've got some hearts, vintage. We have a lobster clasp. Pretty. I can see Valentine's written all over that, can't you? With those hearts. That heart is supposed to be, there we go. Cute. Okay, let's keep setting it aside and keep going. 1, 2, 3 packages here. Oh, I love the feathers. I've worked with feathers before, and they're really cool. I don't know if you saw that video, but I did a Southwestern style upcycle quite some time ago, actually. It was one of my earlier videos. Look at all we have to work with here. But it's cute also just by itself. I mean, it is brand new, Nancy said I could sell it or upcycle it, truly do what I want to. And that's really cute. It really is cute. It has earrings too. My gosh. And we have these. Nancy, I have to tell you, I wish I had gone shopping with you just so we could have fun together and have lunch together. Wouldn't that be fun? I wish I could meet all of you in person. I don't know if that day will ever come, but if you ever see us out, you better say hi and know that there'll be a hug waiting for you. Cute. Nice little vintage beads. Got a barrel clasp. I always just like to describe to you, what I'm seeing, what I'm looking at. To me, that makes it vintage. Barrel clasps have been around for a long time, but we have some white beads of variegated sizes. We have small, I'd say small, medium, and large. I think there's 4 sizes here, actually. Lots of beads to work with. Gotta love that. One of the reasons I've been hesitant to order one of those huge bead lots like off of eBay is because they typically just throw it all in a box and you have to untangle everything. So I really appreciate this. Green. Those are pretty. Everything is so pretty. Oh, we've got some really nice chunky cubes. We have a faceted, these are plastic beads, but that almost has a cat's eye look to it, almost. And we have some metal beads, cute little stretch bracelet. But I can see some projects with that. My mind's starting to work here. I have another paparazzi. Check out this chain, circle chain or round chain, and this does make a great chain for charm necklaces or charm bracelets, but it already has little purple crystals and little silver round beads. It's got tons of components to work with. Nice. What do we have here? We have a double necklace. We have 2 strands of chain coming into one. And we have little, let me see if I can lay it out here. We have little tassels, so chain, and some are little black crystal rondelles. At least they look black to me here. 3, 6, 7 per strand. That's really cute. and lots of components. See, I don't look at jewelry as jewelry anymore. I just can't. I look at jewelry as components, beads and findings and chain and, oh gosh, you know, spacer beads, etc. That's how I look at jewelry these days. The more I buy to upcycle, the more I can't hardly see it as jewelry anymore. And that's what I try to share with you, is to look at all the individual components and see if you can find something to work with, you know, to upcycle. Nancy, I need to hire you to do my packing for me. You could save me a lot of time by packing everything. In fact, I want to say that in my last video, I talked about the bead lots that I have available in our eBay store. Well, right before I started this video, I heard cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. I think we sold, I just took a peek at the sale, and we sold 8 items. And someone's going to be having some fun making some jewelry. I don't know if they're a subscriber or not. That is really pretty. Now, I wish I had designed this one, I will say. I really like the beads. I like the metal component. I like the pendant and the chain. I like everything about this one. That is really pretty. And guess what they have right here? I know I've shown these to you, these clamshells. So when you want to attach a string of beads to chain, this little clamshell component comes in handy. So that's very pretty. We're to the heavy one. Oh no, we have another one here. I'm going to hold off on that one. Look at these. Oh, look at that. These are little green crystal rondelles. There's a whole bunch of them. And then we have some rhinestone rondelles right here and here. Those are glass beads. Cute little tassel. It has a little cone bead with some chain and little feathers. Very, very cute. And lots of beads to work with. I like that a lot too. You know, this is a great one to upcycle because you can see here that the string has stretched. That's why I don't use string and I don't use elastic. I use, 49 strand wire because over time, it can stretch. So this is a perfect one to upcycle. Let's put a little color on this side of the table, add to everything. Okay, see what we've got here. I hope you're having as much fun as I am opening this. I know watching someone else open their presents, if it's not from you, may not be so exciting, but it's exciting for me. Ooh, we got lots of beads. Lots and lots of beads. My gosh. We've got 3 sizes of faux pearls, and they feel a little bit cool to the touch. I think they are glass. They've got some weight to them. And then we have this strand of black crystal rondelles. These are about an 8mm. We have some cone beads. Oh yeah, we've got lots to work with here. Oh my gosh, that's why it was so heavy. It really has a lot of weight. You'd be surprised. I've been looking at these pieces for a few minutes now, and I just noticed that this one, the one on string, doesn't have a clasp. I cannot find a clasp. And I have to tell you, the green keeps calling my name, so let's set these aside and focus on this one, and we're going to take this apart. Yep, going to do it. It needs to be restrung anyway, but I want to keep this tassel intact. I like the little feathers on the end. I want to keep that intact, so I need to just work on removing this one bead. Well, that was easy enough, wasn't it now? Got a couple of rhinestone rondelles. This is what we have to work with. We need to add a clasp because I didn't have one. I don't understand how anybody could wear that necklace without a clasp. They must have had a very, very tiny neck. You do want to check your rhinestone rondelles. Sometimes they're missing. Sometimes they do fall out. But I'm not sure if I'm going to upcycle those or not. I'm going to basically focus on the green glass crystals, and I'm going to work this pendant back in again because it's really unique, and I'm really into pendant necklaces this year, so this one might very well be a keeper. But I'll still show you what I'm doing and give you some ideas. I know that this is not going to be long enough for me, so I need to take some chain from somewhere else, and I'm looking at this paparazzi necklace. I think the scale of it is a little bit too large though, so let me go back and look at what else I have. I have the chain from here, and if you take a look at this, this is actually one long piece, so I'm going to take the chain from here. I have 2 flat nose pliers so that I can open up this jump ring. There's a jump ring here somewhere. Oh, it's a tiny one. This one's a challenge for my eyes. Maybe I need my needle nose to get a hold of it. But if you think you're not going to use the jump ring again, you could just cut it off. Let's do the same thing over here. Set those aside. See what we have here. Because this chain is different, where we have all the dangles. That's completely different. So I just want to see how much I have to work with. That's a pretty nice length. Then we have the lobster clasp on here. Looks like they're the same length, so that's good. I could do something really quick and easy and just bring this chain together and attach the tassel and call it. Could definitely do that. But I think I want to do a little bit more than just that because these are really pretty. So what can we do here? What can we do? What can we do? One thought is taking an eye pin and putting some of these little green crystals on here. And perhaps working these in, you know, so much chain and then a few crystals. Now, you do know how I feel about twisty chain. Chain that has a twist in it can be challenging, very challenging, honestly, to open and close. But it doesn't mean that I couldn't create something down here with these beads. Or even use some bead stringing wire and add some more crystals. My first thought was to create something like this and space it throughout the chain. But because the chain has this little swirl to it, you know, it's going to be challenging to do that. So I'm going to go back and focus on just the pendant part. And I think I'll go ahead and get some stringing wire. This is 49 strand wire. I think I'll just go ahead and work with some of this, because this will be the easiest thing for me to work with. I don't really know how much I need. I'm just going to, I don't know, 12 inches, I guess. And I really don't talk about it much, but I like 49 strand because it's very strong. It's 49 strands of wire that's nylon coated, and it's very soft and flexible. It doesn't kink as bad as some wires do. So let's forget the eye pins here and focus on the crystals. And you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and put this through that nice, what do they call that? It's a double loop here. I'm going to go ahead and put that on here and start thinking about what else I'd like to add to this. Because if I put a crystal on each side, I don't know if it's going to get close enough. I'll show you here what I mean. This is what I wanted to see, is how close it gets to the loop on the pendant. I think I want a round bead there, a couple round beads. And I think I'll use a medium size, which is a 4 millimeter. So let's see how close I can get with these. It still isn't really getting as close as what I'd like. So now I'm thinking, I don't know if one of these curved tube beads will work or not. I found these in my stash recently. It's called a 35 millimeter swirl cut tube spacer bead. It might be too much, I'm not sure. And it's a brighter finish than what the rest of the necklace is, but I'm going to try it. You wouldn't have things in your bead stash, would you, that you bought but never used? That's the case in these. Bought them and never used it. Will it fit through here? Oh, I should have tried it before I put it on the wire. It's not going to fit. I almost need a mini one of these, but it's not going to fit. However, I wonder if I can enlarge this slightly just by pushing it down on my round nose pliers. I'm going to take it off here for now. I got it in there. I think it's going to scratch it though. I think I need to pull it back, straighten it up, and try this again. Oh my gosh, I'm going to use that. Going to use it. Made it work. I can't get the green beads right up to it, but oh, and this is going to move around right now. Right now it is anyway. You know, something's not right here. It's starting to pull out. Do you see that? It's starting to pull out. I know that the chain is hooked to it on the inside. I need it large, but I don't need it loose. How's that? I'm going to curl it back down. Try this again. I really don't want to have to reconnect everything here. If you're enjoying this video, I appreciate a thumbs up. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so, and keep watching. There's more. Okay, let's now come back to these little green crystals. See what we can come up with. I like to work with odd numbers, so right now I'm just putting 3 on here. I might go to 5. Oh, see, it's still sliding off of here. I can't have that. I don't want to have to keep positioning it back on here. So what can I do? I mean, granted, the necklace isn't tightened up or anything yet, but yeah, it keeps sliding off. Okay, let's see what else I can come up with. Maybe I can put it through here. I don't know if I can bend this or not. Oh my gosh, no, that is hard steel. So I need it tight enough to stay on here. See, it's either too loose or too tight. It's a lot tighter. Right, I've got it on here, so this is what I'm going to try. Something I wouldn't normally think about doing, but I'm going to try tightening this around it. It's not sliding on it. It's a lot tighter. I've never done anything like this before, so this is really outside of my typical things that I do. Okay, let's try this again. And if I really don't want it to slide off the end, I think I need to put a round bead here. I don't want it to get to the wire if it does slide. It's funny how the simplest ideas end up becoming more of a challenge than what you expect. That's what happened with that little part right here. It looks nice though. It works. It's longer than what it needs to be, but this is what I've got so far. And I could use more of those in the design. I could. I don't have to just use it right there. Maybe that would help tie everything together if I used a few more. At least 2 anyway. It has kind of a textured look, almost like a bamboo or wood look. So, okay, I have 3 beads. I'm going to add 2 more on each side and make it 5. Let's make that green really pop. And then 2 round beads, 1 on each side, and then let's try this 2 bead. And I'm going to place it so that it's curving in. At least that's how I'd want to wear it, is curving in. And then let's add another round bead. Yes, it's shinier than the original metal, but I think it's going to be okay. Let's add 5 more little green beads. And as you notice, I'm not working in the rhinestone rondelles. I just decided I didn't want to use those. I think this has enough bling to it. Going for 5 per side. These are actually very little. I think they're 4 millimeter. No, they're actually 5. I was wrong. They are 5. I still have some wire I can work with here, so I could still add more of these if I wanted to, or I could just finish off with crystals. Let's go ahead and add another round bead. I think I want this to be a long necklace. I really don't want this tassel to be too close to the neck, so I'm going to continue on as far as I can. Maybe I should have cut more wire. Here we go. I'm going to do 5 beads. Let's just take a second and make sure I've got 5 and 5. Yes. Okay, put a clip here. And I think every 5 beads I'll add a small round bead. How to get some more. Getting pretty close here to where I'm running out of wire, stringing wire. Keeping just these components here down around the pendant as the focal point. We need a couple of those clamshells. I have a couple of clamshell connectors. These ones have the clamshell with a little hook that I can hook onto a chain. I have 2 tiny little crimp beads, not crimp tubes. This wire needs to go through this little hole. There's a little hole at the back of the clamshell. Put the wire through here, like so, through the clamshell, the crimp bead. Get on there. Okay, it's on here. There's the little crimp bead. There's the clamshell. Now, let's flatten this. I'm going to pull it as close to the end as I can and flatten it. Pull on it. It's not coming off. That's a good thing, but I need to trim up as close to it as I can because you don't want that. And these are little embroidery scissors. You don't want that to be very long because it has to fit inside of the clamshell. See it? Inside the clamshell. And then we need to close the clamshell. I don't know that there's a front or back to this necklace, and to close it, I'm going to just start giving this a little bit of push with my flat nose pliers. And as long as I see that it's lining up, I just go with it, and the clamshell is closed. And that little hook can hook onto chain or jump ring. I have another crimp bead and clamshell. Just need to push the beads down so that there's no gap in between anything. Go through the back side of the clamshell, right where it folds. There's a little hole there. Then pick up my little crimp bead. And this one's a little trickier because you only have one chance to get it in the right position. So I think I'm going to switch to my needle nose so I can get in here and get a hold of it. At the same time, I'm pushing into the clamshell and press it so that it doesn't loosen up too much. I'm getting inside and pushing it towards the bottom. Let's check it. It's not going anywhere. Again, a little trickier to cut it. I'm trying to try my little embroidery scissors. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. This wire is strong, no doubt about it. Break out the big scissors. There. You need a job done, break out the big scissors. Okay, so let's make sure that's inside of there. And let's use some flat nose pliers and start closing it up. Slowly, because you want it to line up. That's pretty good. I'll clean this up and be right back. Let's just take a look and see how much we have here. So we have about 10 inches of necklace because it goes 5 one side, 5 the other. So it's about 10 inches. And let's see how much chain we have. We have about 8.5. So that would be, do that times 2. That would be 17 inches of chain. And then we add this. That'll end up making about a, maybe 26-inch drop, which I think would be nice for a necklace that has a tassel. I can always shorten it up later if I want. For now, let's connect it, but I don't really think that this hook is going to go through here. I think we need a jump ring. So let me grab a couple. I grabbed a small jump ring, but a sturdy jump ring. I'm going to see if I can get it through this chain. Oh, can we get it through the chain? Yes. If it doesn't fit here, it's not going to work. Okay, very happy to get this jump ring through here. I didn't know if it was going to work or not. So I have a couple of options. I can either put this little hook through here and then close it, but I think I'm going to close it first. I should have already done that. Just using my round nose pliers and just kind of curling it down, closing it up. I just think it's easier to close this when it's not on a jump ring. So I'm going to go ahead and go back here and open the jump ring. I should have kept that in mind, and I would not have closed that yet. Slip that on here. Close up the jump ring. Give it a little pinch if you need to make sure it's closed. And we have some chain attached now to this part of our necklace. So I'm going to go ahead on this one and close up the loop. In fact, I'm going to close up the whole clamshell just a little bit. You kind of have to get a pretty good grip on this to close it. It looks like it's really lightweight, and it is, but you still have to get a good grip on it. Let's attach the chain with the jump ring. Let's put the jump ring through the loop on here, and then attach the chain with that last link. Making progress now. I mean, that is still a lot of chain, so I'll have to try it on and see if I like that much chain around the neck. In fact, just give me a second here. I'm going to try it on right now. I know you can't see me, but you know what? I think it's going to be fine. Most of it goes up around the neck, so we really just need a clasp. I noticed that it's been getting a little harder for me to work the smaller lobster clasp, so on this one I'm going to see about attaching a slightly larger one to make it easier, because I've decided I'm keeping this one. I don't have anything in green, so I'm going to just find the last link here, put a small jump ring on it, attach the lobster clasp, close it up. Now on this jump ring for the other side, this is a little bit larger than what I've used so far on this chain, and I don't know if I'll get it through here. Okay, it's going through. Good. That's the nice thing about making your own jewelry. You can adjust it any way you want. And for me, a slightly larger lobster clasp is going to work to get this hooked. I know some people like to use magnetic clasp, and that's great too. We are done with the necklace. I just have to figure out what I'm wearing it with. See what top I have that has green in it, this shade of green. I just think this tassel is so cute. I'm going to zoom in on that for you. I probably do want to have some earrings to go with this. I don't have any matching earrings. I could wear just silver hoops or something, but let's go ahead and just make a couple of quick earrings. 2-inch head pins. Putting a little 3mm round bead on the bottom, and I think I'll just stack maybe 5 beads, just go with that. Not sure yet, just playing, because I can't use these, and I don't have any more of this chain. I've used it all. I don't know if I want 5. See, I don't like really long earrings. I know some people say, well, you've got long hair now, so long earrings look great, but you know, I have caught my earrings before. I think I'm just going to go with something really simple here. I think I'll just do 3, just enough for a little bit of color. If I had more chain, I could do an eye pin and have some chain coming from it, but you know what? I'm good. I'm good with something really simple. Let's get a couple of ear wires. Let's push the beads down, bend it at a right angle. I like to trim it back. I say about 1/4 inch, but you know, I never really measure it. Am I really at 1/4 inch? No. 3/8. 3/8. I'll stop saying 1/4 of an inch. 3/8. And I did find out that recently in a video that it really was closer to 3/8. I'm going to go ahead and slip this on here and then close it up. Or you can close it up and open it up, whatever you prefer. Everybody has their own way. And personally, you know, if you get a result that you like, then that's all that matters. Okay, there's my simple earrings. I'm happy with it, and I'm excited to wear it. I really am. I truly don't know which top I'm going to wear with it, but I am planning on keeping this set. So thank you again, Nancy, for gifting me the lot of necklaces where I was able to take 2 of them and merge them and make something new. And I still have some beads left here too. I have some beautiful green crystals left. Yeah, I've got more to work with. I'm really not sure how long I've been working on this. If I can fit in another one in this video, I will. It's time for upcycle number 2. Do I have enough beads here to make a necklace? I know it looks like a necklace already, but it's not. There's no clasp, but I am going to try to turn these beads into a necklace. This necklace, nope, it's not a necklace. These beads are part of the lot, and I've been looking at them and thinking that, you know what, I might go ahead and work with these. We're going to take them apart and see what we can do with these. It looks like I have about 16 inches of beads here, beads and findings. As you can see, I'm using a bead board this time. I am going to go ahead and separate out all of these metal spacer beads. I think they're pretty cool. I'm just going to set those aside. That's part of what I do when I'm setting up. And then let's separate the small round beads. And we are left with these quite large oval beads. So I'm just going to lay some of these out here on the board. I'll just lay them all back out on the board. But if that's my center point right here at the 0, I put one at each at 2 inches and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I don't have an 8th one for this side. I thought something was a little different about that. So we'll go with these. And I'm thinking about changing it up and going with something else other than red in between these. And I'm also thinking about, oh yeah, I know what I can do with this extra bead. We can turn this into a pendant for the necklace. Yes, we can. I got into my bead stash and I have some small round black beads, almost this size. Let's see how they compare. Pretty close. That one's a lot bigger. So I'm going to go ahead and just place one of these between all the red beads. I like it when I can combine my bead stash with something new that I'm working with. New meaning new to me. So let's see here. Just add these around. And I'm still keeping this one in mind for a pendant. I also pulled out these beads. Now these are new. It says it's a black cat's eye. And these are glass beads. There's a possibility that we work these in. But I do want to use the spacer beads that came with the original necklace. So I'm just going to go ahead and put these on each side of the black bead and hope that I have enough. It's going to take 2. I have some 49 strand bead-along wire, not sponsored. It's 0.018 or 0.46 millimeter. Original spool had 30 feet, and it tells you on the back the 0.018, 0.018. If I'm using a crimp bead, it's crimp bead size number 1 or tube size number 2. So keep that in mind. The information is right there for you. Because I want to incorporate this bead right here, And I'm not sure how long I'm making this necklace yet, but I think I'll take off about maybe 24 inches because I'm not 100% sure. So I'm going to go 24 inches. And do I even need this one right here if I'm going to put a pendant there? Maybe not. Well, I might worry about this when I get to it. I'm just going to let it sit right here. And I don't want to put any type of clasp on here yet because I want to keep my ends available so I can change my mind on what I'm doing. And I'm just going to start threading the beads on. Starting with, well, I'm not sure if I want to use these stars up here. Okay, I'll start with the star. I can always take it off because I clipped off the other end. I can always change my mind. So I'm just going to add these beads. I know it's going to look somewhat like what it did before, only I'm using black beads in between. This is the pattern that I'm working with right now. And I will play some music for you while I string this. Oh, oh, I forgot my pendant. I forgot my pendant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pendant, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not going to work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This should be my pendant. Okay, pendant needs to be here. I was just having such a good time daydreaming while I was working this that I forgot the pendant. Okay, what can I do here? Thinking, oh, and I didn't even work these in. I was thinking about working these in. I don't know that we need them though. That might be for another project. But I do want to work in a pendant here. I might have one extra bead cap if I take one off the end. And we're going to go through the red bead. I think I need some spacer beads here. I have a couple of black beads here that I'm going to try to use. Let's see if I can use a bicone bead just for the shape. Let's go through this small bicone bead, then through the bead cap, then through the red bead, the little tiny rondelle, back up through the red bead, through the bead cap, tighten everything up a little bit, and then, oh, I need to get through that bicone bead. I need to get through that tiny little bicone bead. I need to loosen this up a little bit because I need more flexibility. So let's go through the bicone crystal and then pull the wire, tighten things up a little bit. Let's go ahead and put this bead on. You'll see in just a second what I'm trying to do here. I am trying to work this pendant in, and of course it will all need to be tightened up so that this will hang right. Let's just continue on. I'm wondering now if these round beads are a little too large, but I think it will work as we move on. How's that? If not, I'll start again. This is what I have so far. Just make sure that I have all my bead caps and everything. I do know that I don't have one for here, so I'm just going to go ahead and take one off of this side. Not sure where I'll work that in, but I think it's going to lay okay once I tighten everything up. Although I will say that probably if I had used bicone beads right here, that probably would have covered up the wire just a little better versus these round beads. And you can see the wire just a little bit on this bottom bead, but that's kind of how it works. So I have the necklace strung. However, I still only have, I have 8 and 8 16-inch necklace, give or take. And that's not long enough. It's just not. So we can finish this a couple of different ways. I could add chain. I could work in a different kind of bead for around the neckline. I could alternate red and black beads for around the neckline. Finish it off this way. I don't think I have enough of either color to finish it. Maybe I could do probably an 18-inch necklace. That is possible. I could just finish it off that way. And to do that, I think I would probably just go with, maybe just with the black to finish it off. So chain or beads, or, I could even probably do a leather cord around the neck, but I'm not sure if this lends itself well to leather. Let's see if I have enough wire here where I can move everything down and add those extra beads. I'm sure I can get to 18 without any problem. Okay. All right, I have this adjusted. I still have some wire to work with here. And I think I'm just going to finish off with some black beads. I think we're done with the beadboard for now. I'm going to add one more bead on this side. Decided to go with the 5 and 5. Looking for a crimp tube. I've got 2 crimp tubes, and I think I'll add 2 silver beads at the end. So adding the round bead and the crimp tube, and then going up through the hook, the circle or the eye of the hook. Just going to come back down through. I'm going to have to adjust the necklace, tighten it up everywhere, and go through these couple of beads. Make sure the wire is side by side but not crossed, which is sometimes easier said than done. Need some flexibility here. Let's put that bead over here to keep those wires lined up. Got my crimping tool, and mine just says to go to the first, so I slightly flatten it, then I go to the second position. That makes it look like a hot dog bun in my book, and then turn it on its side, and then press again, and you can rotate it and press a few more times. You don't want to overwork it. And let's check it. It's not going anywhere. I'm going to slip it through the silver bead and one of the black beads, and then I'm going to start pushing everything down. I need to tighten this whole thing up. Need to know which end I'm pulling on. Okay. This is a little trickier getting this tightened up. Yeah, I need to, what do I need to do, Vicki? I need to tighten up. I need to tighten up this side by pushing the beads towards the clasp. And when I have that tightened, then I need to, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put this through here for leverage and then pull it tight and push all the beads down quickly as if it's going to help if I do it fast. So it has some flexibility. These beads need to tighten up within reason. Again, I think probably bicone beads for these last two would have been helpful, but I can push this down. I just want to make sure that this is as tight as it can be. I think it is. I think it's as tight as I can make it. And now I'm going to take this side and put the round bead and the crimp tube and go through. The hook goes through the larger loop, so I'm going to put this through the smaller loop. Run it back through the crimp bead and the small round bead. I decided not to worry about going through the black bead. Let's tighten this up. And let's make sure that everything's pushed down. And you can see I have a gap here. See that gap? I need to work on that. I'm going to push the crimp tube down. I don't want to pull on the wire. That's the end. I want to pull on the wire that goes down through the beads. And I think I've got it here. I'm just going to pull on that. Push the crimp bead down so it has some flexibility. And again, check it. I think it looks pretty good down here. And then let's crimp it. Oh, I can tighten this up a little more. Sometimes I like to over tighten it and then just back off a little bit. Make sure my wire is side by side. First, second, rotate it, first position. Give it a few crimps, few presses. Don't overdo it. Before we cut this off, let's check it. Make sure it's tight. Feels good. Okay, got it. So here's our necklace, and we just put that hook through the hull, and it loosens up over time. So here's our pendant necklace that we made from the original necklace that was all red. Now, as far as making earrings to go with this, I only have one bead cap left. It's kind of disappointing, but that's all I have. But I could make something to go with it, even though I don't have another bead cap like that. It's too bad. I guess I could have left these bead caps out of the equation, and then I would have had two. I didn't think about that at the time. You know, shoulda, coulda, woulda. But let's go ahead and take 2 head pins and add a round silver bead at the bottom. And then the red. And then the black. Boy, I really want a spacer bead in here. I really do. I so wish I left those spacer beads available, but I don't want to have to restring the whole thing, so what we're going to do here. I need something with this type of finish on it. At least that would be nice. I have 2 beads in here that I might be able to use, just to bring in some of that antique finish. I think I'm going to go with it. I just don't have any bead caps like what you see here. So let's go ahead and put another small bead on top, just because that's what I like to do. I put the red on the bottom because the pendant is red, and that's at the bottom. All right, just bending this at a right angle, cutting it down to about 3/8 of an inch. Make a loop. Let's go ahead and put this on here. I know that if I close it up first, I can make it rounder than what I do when I put the ear wire on first. But since I did one this way, I'll do the other one this way to try to stay consistent. So there we go. We've got our necklace upcycle with a pair of earrings. They don't match exactly, but, you know, I don't think anyone's going to mind that I put this fancy little spacer bead in here. As far as adding an extension for a hook necklace, it's not that easy to do for length, and that length is 18 inches, which is actually a pretty good length when you have a pendant on the necklace. You don't want it to hang too low and into your neckline. These are the beads that I have left, and I decided that I would try to make an extension. I have two sizes of beads here, and I'm going to start with the largest size in the middle. I've got 3, I guess I could do 5, and then I could add the red. I've never done this before with these kind of beads. I've never made an extension, but I thought I might as well use these beads up, right? You know, and see how long this is. It's 4.5. I'd like to make it about 6 inches, 6-inch extension. And I thought about alternating the beads, but I didn't want it to get too busy around the neck. You know, these are solid black here. I just thought maybe I could do something like this. Oh, 2 more red. Better clip these off before I start losing beads off of here. I just need to grab a couple of crimp beads. I have 2 crimp beads, and I'm going to keep this as simple as I can. Although I do like to go through one bead, don't I now? I guess I'm going to go with the same size bead as I used here. These are silver plated. And then the crimp bead, not tube this time. We're just going to flatten it. I'm going to go through the loop on the shepherd's hook. I think I just said hook before, but it's shepherd's hook. Allow some flexibility. I'll make sure the wires are side by side, not crossing over. And I'm just flattening this. That's all I'm going to do. Feels pretty good. Push the beads down. Add the round bead and the crimp bead. Tiny little bead. Again, we have to go through the smallest loop on here, not the larger one. That's where the hook goes. And go back through the crimp bead and the small bead. Tighten this up. Make sure this has some flexibility too. But as I told you, I like to pull on it kind of tight and then just back off a little bit. And the wires look like they're side by side. Going to press it, check it, and trim this off. Let's see if this is going to work. I mean, it should. Never in my life have I made an extension like this. I'm not sure how much of this will show at the front, the neckline, but you know what? I'm going with it. There's the extension. It looks crazy, but I think it's functional. How's that? First time for everything, right? That's my second upcycle from Nancy's haul. And keep watching here. I have a couple of quick ones for you. Are you ready for upcycle number 3? It's really quite easy, and you could do this too. And this necklace with all the crystals, the purple crystals and the round silver beads. Well, I decided to convert this necklace into a bracelet. Yep, a bracelet. All I had to do was add a lobster clasp, a jump ring, and a few extension rings. And we've got this really cool beaded bracelet, and we can still wear the original earrings. And if I wanted to turn it back into a necklace, well, I easily could. But yep, turn it into a very quick and easy bracelet. So that was a super quick upcycle. The video's not over yet. Are you ready for upcycle number 4? And one more upcycle. I'm going to take this white beaded necklace apart that has all the different sizes. It's not going to take long. It's going to be white beads in a white bowl right now. This is on nylon string, nylon cord, I guess. We have our beads. I have some memory wire. I have memory wire cutters because you do need a special tool for memory wire because you could damage your other cutters. You don't want to take that chance. The tools cost too much to do that. I'm going to just let this overlap a little bit here, about maybe 2 inches it's overlapping. And let's bring these green crystals back in. And let's start with largest bead, medium, put a medium on each side. I might even put the smallest. Trying to make sure that they really are the same size. Let's see what happens if I just add some green beads, green crystal beads. Just going to add a few to each side and then take a look at it. I wanted to see it this way first before adding anything in between here. I think I want some green beads in between. I always like to think of the first thing that I make as just being an experiment. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. That's what we have so far. I'm adding a small bead to each side. That's even smaller. So I definitely have a variety of sizes here. Trying to match that size. I think it does. I added 3 green beads on each side. Let's add a small white bead. This is what we have so far. Got the little white bead right here. Let's add some more green. I'll add 3 to each side. See if we even like having the white bead here. I'm not sure if I like the white bead here. I think I would like it better if I just continue to work in the green. The white bead out, green bead stay. On the other side, I'm going to back down and take the white bead out. I'm liking that better. I think the white beads actually help make the green beads pop. So for that, I'm going to keep going. And I hope I have enough green beads. This is where I like to take a clip and actually put it on the memory wire. Keep the beads on there. We got 10 and 10. This is what we have. I can just finish it off with green beads. I didn't use these because they show a little age to them. So what do you think? Should I keep going with this, the green, or should I finish off with white? I am going to count these one more time though. 16 on each side. And I most certainly could finish off with white. Could finish off with the smallest ones. Like I said, it could be a really good use of these. We have to leave enough room to make the loop at the end. And I'm cutting it really close. Got to make sure that clip is on there good so the beads don't go flying. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back to, let's see, how many of these slightly larger ones do I have? Meaning not the smallest. I'm going to come back and put a little larger white, and then a green crystal, and then a white. Same thing here. A little larger white, green crystal, white. Now, do I have enough room to finish my loop at the end? I do believe that I do. I'm going with it. And I'm going to use this little looping tool. I just have to decide what size I want for the loop. I don't think I want it to be too big. I'm going to make it the smallest loop. And I'm rolling it back. Okay, let's do the other one. Putting the smaller part of the tool like this, the wire's flush, and I'm rolling it to the outside. I'm going to use my round nose pliers just to assist a little bit in closing that up, maybe straightening it up, and same thing here. I just made a really quick memory wire bracelet using some more of the green crystals and some of the white beads from that vintage necklace. We have the white being the focal point at the top, and then the green, and then we finish off with just a little bit of white on the back side. So there we go. Boy, did I have fun with this, and I have so many more beads that I can work with. Let's take a look at everything. Thank you again, Nancy, for sending me this box full of jewelry to upcycle, and the beautiful card and the message that you wrote inside. I really appreciate it. If any of you would like to send me a box of vintage to fashion jewelry to upcycle, Just go to Avante Jewelry on your phone and click on the word more. That will open up the drop down box where it talks about the channel. And if you scroll down at the end of our little message there, you'll see our P.O. box, and that's where you can send something to me. Mind you, I don't need any jewelry. I have plenty of jewelry, but if you want to, well, I'll see what I can upcycle from it. If you'd like to see more jewelry making videos, well, subscribe here. Check out my other videos. I have quite a few now. Thanks for watching.